Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make your own loose leaf Bible. I've got this one here that I've decorated with all kinds of pretty stickers here. It's just a 7 by 9 inch binder that I got from the dollar store, and what I've done is I've just put a little New Testament Bible in here, and it's got pockets in it so I can put my calendars challenge in here so that I can review my verses of the month, and then I can really just go in here, and if I want to pull out a piece of my Bible, I can pull it out. Oh, some of it's still here. Here we go. I can pull it out. Some of my pages still need to be taken apart, but I can pull it out, I can use it, I can put it back in, I could add some tip-ins here, I can do all kinds of things that I want to do, and it just is so much fun to have my own loose leaf Bible. So I've got that. It's got a place in the back for my stickers that I can use, so I'm just really excited to go ahead and get started using this really fun loose leaf Bible that really all I need to do is just take it and go. I've got everything that I need ready to do some Bible journaling. So if you're ready to learn how to make your own loose leaf Bible, let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need a cutting mat, so I have this one here that I use for my sewing. You're going to need a binder. This is a 7 by 9 vinyl binder that I got from the Dollar Tree. You can usually get them during the school supply season, and this one has little pockets on the side. So it's just a little cheap vinyl binder, nothing too amazing about it, but its size is really nice. It's 7 by 9. You just have to make sure that whatever Bible that you're going to use is going to be able to fit in it. Like this one, I'll probably have to have 2 binders if I was going to do this particular Bible, the Inspire Bible, which I'm not going to. But if I was going to maybe use this one, then it might fit in that binder. So I'd be able to use that, or I might have to get 2 binders to fit both the New and the Old Testament in. It just depends on how thick your Bible is that you're going to be using, and the size of it as well. Will it fit there or not? So you're going to need a binder. You're going to need a 3-hole punch. This is a swing line hole punch that I have had for well over 22 years now. It even has my maiden name on here that says Tracy Spence. How funny is that? Then you're going to need an X-Acto knife. I have an X-Acto knife. This here is a Frisker's retractable knife. Will work as well. Then you're going to need a ruler or a straight edge. You're going to need a Bible. So you have to choose what Bible that you want to use. I don't recommend using any heirloom Bibles. So this one here is one of my first Bibles that I ever got. My grandmother gave it to me, so I won't be using that one. This Bible here is an old Bible, and its spine is actually there's not enough space between the spine and the actual words. So if I use my template, which basically I just punched a hole in it with my hole punch to see if it would work, this one's going to punch out quite a few words. So I'm not going to use this one because the spine, there's just not enough space in between the spine and the words to get that hole in there for the hole punch. So that's not going to work. Let's see, I have some other candidates. I could use the Inspire Bible here, which is a pretty awesome Bible, and it looks like that one would work pretty good. So that is a candidate to use. Then I have this ESV MacArthur Bible that I can use as well, and this one definitely has enough room to use, so that's great, and it meets that criteria. But I don't know, it does not meet really the criteria for the size of the binder that I have, so this one I can't use. Then I have this one, which is the Illustrated Bible, New Testament. These are older Bibles. I just pick them up. This one was $1.99 at the Goodwill. I'm sure I got it off at 50% off Saturday sale, so I'm sure it was only $1. And let's see, does it meet the criteria? Yeah, it meets the criteria, so I can use this one. In fact, I will use this one because I really haven't had a chance to use it at all. It's actually kind of funny because it's got pictures in it. It's got some crosswords in it. It's kind of a funny illustrated Bible, and it's New Testament, so it meets the size criteria. I might be able to get the whole Bible in here, and it's just the New Testament, so no big deal. So I don't need to maybe use the second binder. I do have an extra binder here just in case I'd be using the New Testament and the Old Testament in case this was too big. If I had a full Bible, then I would probably need both of these binders. But I'll just use the Illustrating New Testament Bible, and if I don't need to use the other binder, I'll just save it for a different project. So the first thing I want to do is start to disassemble the Bible. And so the first thing, one thing that might be important to share is if you have a Bible, like this Bible I got from the Goodwill as well, it makes a really good candidate for this, even though the margins may not be perfect. Like, actually, yeah, like it would hit a little bit on the words, just a little bit, but not much. I'd still be able to read it, but because it's coming apart at the spine, it's a Bible that needs to be rescued. So sometimes you can find these Bibles for free, or you can find them at the thrift store ready to go to the garbage can. Especially if it's at the bin outlet, it's definitely ready to go to the garbage can. And you could just rescue them and make them into 3-ring loose leaf Bibles, and that would be a great way to save one from a landfill. So that's what I do, is I go through shopping and I buy different unique Bibles that I think are awesome. So what I need to do first is start to take the pages out of this Bible that I'm going to use. So you can do it many different ways, and I think what I'll do is I'll start to separate the cover from the Bible first. So I have the cover, and if it's an old Bible like this one, you might be able to start to pull away gently, and it may or may not separate. You can start to see mine separating here from the edge, from the glue. Or you can just take your X-Acto knife and just be careful and run it along the edge to remove the cover. And again, it's okay if it's not perfect, because you're not going to keep this Bible. I have heard that you can sometimes use heat, like a iron to melt the glue, but I'm not going to do that. This is fine. So you can either start to, I was just trying to remove the binding, but it's actually not going to remove as easy as I thought it was going to be removed. I just thought it would be nicer to get it to remove. So I'm just going to, there we go. There's the top off. And if you want to keep the middle of it intact, then I'm not going to. And just be a little more careful than I am. I'm not going to keep the middle because there's no place for me to really use the middle of the spine of this Bible. And once I start disassembling it, unless I can get this whole piece off, then I don't worry about it. So there we go. Now I've got the front cover off and the back cover off, and I have these here. So I am going to put those aside for a minute. Okay, so front and back. Now what we have to do is remove all the pages on the inside, like this. So I like to start from the center. Do your best to start from the center. I think that might just be the easiest way to do that. And then you can just take your X-Acto knife, and then just, you can, if you want to use a straight edge, you can, to make sure you get a really straight edge when you're cutting. But it doesn't, I never really care, because this is just going to be for me. It's not, I'm not making this for anybody. It's not a gift. And then I just kind of pull each page out one by one after it's cut. Okay, so here's the first page. I'm trying to be real careful because I'm on camera. Here we go. I can just move those like that. And then I'm going to do the next page, or the next few pages. You can often do more than one page at a time. If you find that you're having a hard time starting at the center, you don't have to start at the center. You could also start from the edge. Because I'm right-handed, I'll just go move it backwards. And then you can just take your straight edge and then just start to take each of the pages off. many as you can. All right, I'll just flip that aside. I'll do it again. Just take my straight edge here. This is actually called a T-ruler. And it just makes sure that whatever I'm doing is a straight edge. Just be really careful. You don't want to accidentally cut your hand off when you're doing this. Okay. So I'm just going to continue cutting this spine away from this book and getting my pages so I can get them ready to hole punch. And I'll fast forward through this part so you don't have to watch me do the same thing over and over again. Alright, I'm getting down to the end. You can see that I have this spine that is just kind of coming away that I've slowly been able to peel away from the Bible. And I get the final pages of this Bible all cut out. Ta-da! It's quite a bit of work actually to get that. I think that took at least, I don't know, around 10 minutes or so. And I've got the front cover here that is actually not cut out. So I will just, I should use a straight edge. I'm so sloppy sometimes when it comes to cutting. I just get bored really easy and then I'm just like, oh, I'll just cut it. And I don't really worry too much about perfection, but I will cut this. Let's see, even I'm trying to do it all nice and perfect and it's still not gonna cut straight for me. Good enough. So there's the front page. Oh, you don't want to cut out. That's because it's glued. That's alright, I don't think I need this page. I feel like I want it though. But it's just glued on there. I'm just trying to peel it off. There. Oh, it's got a big piece of glue on it though. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. And then we have the cover, which I would like to kind of straighten it up a little bit. Oh, I cut it a little bit, so let me just finish cutting it. And use a straight edge if you're worried about not getting it completely straight. I'm not worried about it. So there's the front cover, and then now I have a back cover, and I'll just cut right along the spine here. There. There's the back cover. So now we have it all ready to go. And there are a couple pages that don't look like they're quite even. So if you have a couple pages that aren't even, you're going to have to decide if you want to make them even or not by coming in with your straight edge and pulling those pages out and then redoing them. But I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it. I do have a little bit of glue still stuck on some of the pages that I may want to scrape away. See if I can't just scrape them away this way. There we go. Alright, that's good enough. There. Okay, now it looks like it's a little more even. Not perfect, but that's okay. It's going to be in a loose leaf binder, so I'm not too worried about it. The next thing you need to do is take your hole punch, and you have to make sure that the holes line up with the holes that you have here in your binder. So what I like to do is I just take a page, so I'll just take this one here and kind of line up where I want it so that it's even between the top and the bottom. And then I will just make a little mark with my pen. I'll just use this pen here, so I know where the holes are. 2, 3. So one here, one there, and one there. And that way I'm able to line this piece up with my hole punch. So I've got my page here, and I want to line up my page. Let me zoom the camera in so you can see a little bit better. Okay, this is really zoomed in here. Totally zoomed in, but I do want to show you that there is a notch here on my hole punch. And I'm just going to line up the notch here, and then I'm going to line up the notch here, and line up the notch here. So let's see, can you see all three of them in the same frame? I'm just trying to make sure you can see all three of these in the same frame. So I'm trying to line up, there's a notch here on my hole punch, and a notch here, and a notch here. And I'm just going to try to line up my paper so it aligns with the punch. So the first thing I want to do is line up this line with the center punch here. So here's my line, and it's lined up with their center line. So now I'm going to push my guide in. This is my guide. I'm going to push it in so I know exactly where my paper should land here. Okay. So then I want to line up the rest of my hole punches. So I just need to move this a little bit over, and that's good. So I'm going to make sure that's tightened down so it doesn't move now. The center one I'm not moving. This one needs to be moved a little bit to the right. There we go. So now it's right in line with that mark that I made, and I'm going to tighten it down. Okay, and then all I need to do is push it all the way to the back, make sure everything's tightened down, because I don't want this to move, and punch down. Let me back you out a little bit so you can see the rest of my desk here. Okay. So now I have my Bible, and yeah, it's about where I want it. So now what I need to do is punch all of these pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch the pages, and I'm going to put them from my punch into my binder. And I'm going to speed up this process so you don't have to watch me punch holes. I mean, the same thing happens over and over again, which is me punching holes and putting it in my binder. So basically what I do is I'll take a few of these pages together, however many I think will fit nicely in my hole punch, and then I'm going to line it up with the end of it hitting this metal guide, and then I'm going to punch. Okay, and from there I'm going to put it directly into my binder so I know if I need to get that second binder out. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that now, and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, I am back, and I have it, and it's all done and ready to go. It's super cool. I've got my Bible here. I can open it up. I can pull out a page and work in it if I want to. It lays flat, and I can read it if I want to. I can add some things to it. What I might even do is maybe take half of it and put it into this binder here so that I can have more space to add maybe some tip-ins and things in here. So, oh, this page is still kind of glued together. There we go. Move it aside there. And it's really just a great way to create a loose leaf Bible, and you can definitely carry it with you. You can even spiral bind it if you want to, but I just found I like the idea of being able to open and close them to pull out a page. Maybe I work on Acts 21 and I pull it out, or maybe I want to go do this this crossword puzzle here. Maybe I'll pull it out, work on it, and then put it back in. Maybe I can add some extra notes in here with some paper and really just create a really nice journal for myself. So there's so many applications for your Bible that is not, when it's not in its own binding, and you actually use a 3-ring binder or spiral bound if you want to create something that's yours, and to definitely use this to save Bibles from the landfill as well, and just to create an ability to have really fun in the Word. So I can come in here and I can journal in it now. I can do my Bible journaling. I can add paper. There's so many different things that you can do with it now that it is free from its binding, and I just think it's a great idea. So I'd be curious if you guys have ever done this before, created your own loose leaf Bible. I know that you can purchase the Bible that is already loose leafed already, so that you can just put it in like a bigger binder. That's awesome too. But I just love the idea of being able to just take this and just take it and go wherever I want to. I can even put some stickers here and be ready to go whenever it's time to do a little journaling in the Word. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please leave me a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.